In 2011, I quit the job that I had worked at for the last 14 years. I had enough money to last about 3 months. I didn't really have a plan, and I retrained as a hairdresser, opened my own business. My business survived COVID. I retrained again as a brand and web designer. I applied for and got Polish citizenship. And now I am building a location independent brand and web design business so that I can move to Italy, which I've been working on for about 5 years. When I was 21, I started this job, and about 5 years in, I realized how much time had passed, and I started to wonder if I wanted to stay there or if I wanted to do something else. I hadn't really planned that far ahead before. I decided to go to cosmetology school and become a hairdresser. It was something that I had always sort of enjoyed and hadn't really occurred to me, but I had met a woman who had a small salon, which she was the only stylist working in. It was herself and her assistant, and it was doing well, and she seemed to have a good lifestyle, and it looked like a reasonable thing that I could possibly do for myself. And I had kind of started thinking about what it would be like to work for myself by then. So I started going to cosmetology school at night. I was working from 7:30 in the morning until about 4:30 in the afternoon, and then rushing across town in Los Angeles rush hour traffic to be at school by 5:30. One of the things about cosmetology school is that if you arrive like 5 minutes late or something like that, I don't remember the exact number, but they have a very, very short grace period, and if you arrive late, you're not allowed to come into class that night. But another thing about that is that whether or not you're able to attend class, you do have to pay for school. And if you have days that you've missed at the end of your course, you have to pay extra to make up for them. So I'm driving to work one day, and the truck in front of me, the guy puts it in reverse and backs into my car, and he has no insurance. And so suddenly I don't have a car for a little while, and it's taking some time to straighten that out. And obviously my priority during that time is working, because that's what pays me. I was already in kind of a precarious situation because I couldn't really afford to go to cosmetology school. I was juggling bills to pay for it. And when I had to take this time off, I still had to pay for school. So with uncertainty as to how long it was going to take to get everything straightened out, I, at some point, a couple of weeks in, decided that I had to withdraw from school. I did that, kept working. Eventually things got fixed and I had my car back, and I was looking into now the apprenticeship program that is through actually the state of California. And this program is arranged in such a way that if I find a salon that I can work in as an apprentice, I can finish my school hours through that salon, through that job, and go to school like one night a week through a state-run class. One of the tricky things about this is that the person who hires you, an apprentice, has to have what's called a master license, and that's not the normal cosmetology license that most people have, and even not every school offers that license. So I got really lucky, and a friend of mine asked her hairstylist if he hired apprentices, and it turned out that he did. So I interviewed with him, and he liked me and wanted to hire me, but he told me that it was an unpaid position, which I have since learned is illegal, but I didn't know that at the time, and I wouldn't have known how to find that out. So basically, now I am trying to find a night job to replace my day job, where I've already been for a few years and which already pays more than minimum wage to start. so that I can keep paying my rent and my bills, and I can do this program and get my license and become a hairdresser. I wasn't able to find a job that would accommodate the schedule that I needed, and I wasn't able to take the apprenticeship. The last time that I applied for an apprenticeship was a Craigslist ad to which I responded. And when the woman called to schedule my appointment, she was like, "I'm so sorry, I lost my voice. I can't really explain right now, but can you attend an interview tomorrow?" And I said, "Sure, I'll be there." And when I showed up, it turned out that it was a filmed interview, a filmed group interview for a reality show, which I wanted nothing to do with. So that was, I think, the last straw for me. I was like, this isn't working out. I'm not doing it. There's nothing I can do. Hairdressing is not happening for me. I'm done. I went back to my normal schedule, working my job, not going to school anymore. At the same time that this is happening, Los Angeles is sort of in the beginning of the first big wave of gentrification and development, and rents are going up very quickly. I have a rent controlled apartment, but I'm thinking that it might be easier to afford school or to do this apprenticeship if maybe I move into a 2-bedroom apartment with a roommate, or even have a roommate move into my 1-bedroom apartment, and one of us will kind of live in the living room and the other one will have the bedroom. All of these situations I've done before, and I was kind of over having roommates by then, but I looked into it again, and it didn't go anywhere. I didn't find anything that was reasonable. I couldn't convince myself that it was a good idea to give up my apartment. And rents were going up so quickly that like a 2-bedroom really wasn't a deal at that point for me. So that was it. I had tried everything. I had thought of everything, and nothing was working, and hairdressing was not going to happen. And I was just going to keep working at that job for a while.